Good afternoon. Today's discussion will be on the pink flamingo. Not just any pink flamingo, the American pink flamingo. As many may know, that flamingos are a bird who happens to flock in large numbers. These birds start off naturally as being hatched. The parents of these birds, unfortunately, only care for them for 1 to 2 weeks before they leave that bird to other members of the flock to take care of. They do come back from time to time to feed them, but mostly these birds are in the care of other flamingos. After they're born, baby flamingos create their own flock called a creche, and these flocks tend to last well into adulthood. Most flamingo babies are born white. They are born white with fluff, not actual fur. This fluff does fall off after 6 months to a year. The fluff will fall off, and that fluff will then be white. So they'll have white feathers. After that comes into play where they get their pink feathers from. And this comes from the shrimp, algae, and microorganisms that the flamingos eat on a regular basis. Flamingos do tend to migrate to other areas when the food supplies get low. So they do migrate once food supplies get low and they are unable to continue feeding themselves at that point at the area. Flamingos also mate for life. Flamingos find their mate and they mate with this other particular bird for their lifespan, which is about 20 years is how long they normally mate for. It doesn't actually say what happens once one of the birds pass away, but we do know that they mate for life. And with this mating, they mate in large groups or large flocks. These large flocks tend to all spread their wings and flap at the same time, or they all have their heads up at the same time, signifying that it is time to all mate together. And they mate together to ensure that all the eggs are being laid at the same time, which means that they will be hatched at the same time. So we want everything concise, everything together, everybody to be on one accord. So they mate in large groups and they mate to stay together as a flock. Also, these flamingos tend to stand on one leg like we see mostly whenever they are out in their natural habitats. This is because this allows the bird to maintain its heat. So it maintains its body temperature by keeping one leg out of the water so that it is not either too hot or too cold depending on the water that they are in. They keep one leg up so that they can maintain their body heat. The Wildlife Junior Journal states that when the food supply again is low, that they will move on to something else. Flamingos also tend to be very vocal creatures. Means they talk to one another often. Not only do they talk to one another within the flock, the birds that are in eggs still haven't hatched yet, those birds are also able to, well, these hatchlings are also able to communicate with its parents within the egg. So that's a very interesting fact to know about these birds. Flamingos also tend to live 40 to 60 years, which is a long lifespan, I do believe, for a bird. Flamingos have to be my favorite bird, and learning all these new things about flamingos was very interesting to find out. Let's see. And I think that's about it. Oh, the Smithsonian National Zoo and Conservatory also speaks a lot about the flock or the family of flamingos and how they all stick together in a large flock. Sometimes these flocks can be up to 30,000 flamingos at a time. So these birds mate for life. They have family for life from the very beginning, moving on and forward. These birds are always together, always hanging out, always being a family. And I think that is just amazing for birds to be able to do something like that on a regular basis. So that's it. I hope that this was informative to you. It's very informative to me, and I did enjoy putting this project together.